looks like it's 45.
No, well, we're,
Well, I suspect you probably know why I'm here and what the topic of what I want to talk about is the solar panel project. I think I've made my position on it pretty clear publicly on numerous occasions, but I would just like to ask the commission, you know, why you're going forward with this project when it's pretty apparent that the people that live, most of the people that live down in that part of the county are against it. Does anybody want to address that, or is it the intention of the commission to continue to go forward with entering into agreements with this power company and?
well, we haven't entered into any agreements there so far.
Okay,
And
but
that part of it, the part there I have trouble with, we don't have the authority to say, no, you can't do that, and we don't have the authority to say, you can't lease your land unless somebody.
I know that, but you do have the authority to enter into these tax abatement agreements or not.
Okay.
And enter into any other agreements with them and to cooperate with them and to encourage them.
We have not done any of that yet. I
Okay,
did go
but you
down.
intend to though.
I did go down, I did look at what they were saying. And what was actually said, I flew down there, we flew over it, we looked at it. We didn't take the tour, in fact, there wasn't anybody, and I would go down and go to Warren County. Warren County's more closer to ours, what ours would look like. Because they don't bother any trees or bulldoze a bunch of trees out or do anything. They, after big fields, and that's what they done in Warren County, and there's population there, and I've got some pictures there to look at, some of the things there. And now the one over in Ramsey, which Warren County's is about done, they'll be up and going here. Well, they'll be going by the end of the year. And Ramsey over in Illinois, we went ahead and flew over there, and that's been going on for 8 or 9 years, this one company. And everything's just like they said, they put grass under the panels, and it's mowed and it's well kept.
Okay,
And the
but
roads.
the issue is,
And I'm not against this other, but in what I understand, where can we come up and say, no, we don't have to do it, you're right. That part of it, we don't have to. And guess what? If that's what the public wants us to do, we'll do nothing. And guess what? All I got to say is, after some of the issues there, they're gonna go ahead and do it.
they may or may not, that's up to them, like you said. I mean,
That's right.
they've got the power to enter into contracts
Yeah.
with landowners. Landowners got the right to enter into contracts.
And that
But
just-
they're gonna get a benefit, substantial benefit financially if the county, enters into this agreement with them.
Okay?
So they may decide that they do not want to come to Henry County if they don't get that benefit, they may go someplace else. So,
Well, they've already made their commitment to doing everything right now. I mean, they've already said it's gonna happen, because part of it is because of the network out there to hook up to the grid, once they hook up. And that's a simpler, and that's the reason why to be in Henry County.
well, they've said that,
And,
but
well, I know, but that's.
the tobacco industry said that cigarettes weren't bad for you for a long time.
Yeah, I
you
know.
So, I
Okay,
mean, who
and I
believes
know
a big company when they say they're
legislation-
gonna do this or that?
Legislation's gonna take care of this other, and that's fine, it's just like here, Richard. The only reason we'd do it is to be able to get, first off, to get a road agreement. Cause let me tell you something, if they're gonna come in here, we've got to have something in place where the roads are gonna be taken care of. And I hope all that's fine, and we are doing that. Another thing that came up with the deal down at Mont Rose was, on decommissioning, if something ever happens, they go belly up or anything, wanna make sure that, guess what, it'll all be put back the way it was. And just like Warren County's got a copy of their decommissioning, and it's 50-some pages long. And yes, I had our administrator or attorney there, I even give a copy to Lucretia, and have her try to look over it and see if she's seen anything. But it really spells out every little detail on decommissioning. Everything's gotta be pulled up and go back, and it's gotta be cut back in grass, just like under it. And there's no, it'll have, down Warren County, they had on there, they have 18 inches of black dirt on top. To make sure it was. And it's quite a deal, and for theirs, if, to go back to get it done, it's gonna be $5 million. And guess what? That puts it back, and then they have a clause in there that it's gone through every 5 years to raise it. And they
Well,
have to have a bond. to do it.
There's still,
I know what- I know
solar
what you're
panels
saying,
there.
okay.
You know, so that doesn't
And-
really do anything for the person out on 18 highway who bought a nice little 3-acre place out in the country,
Yeah.
not knowing it was gonna be completely surrounded by solar panels, which is gonna render their property essentially completely worthless.
Well,
Do you wanna go buy a house right out there in the middle of a solar field? No, nobody.
tell you what, everywhere it looks, and just like the farmers that lease the ground, and just like down there, the way it looked to me, cause a lot of it, yes, there are some of the farms, and one big farmer I could see where he left his machine shop and done everything, he still operates there, but they do a lot of hay and different things like that, running. But the row crop ground wasn't as much as what they had, but they leased all their ground out.
Oh,
And
we
then there was-
know who
there was
leased
some
and why
farmers,
they did.
Just like here, if you have large farmers and they wanna lease that ground, guess what? We don't have, I can't help it, we don't have any say so on
Oh,
what
I
they do.
understand
And
that.
when
Yeah,
they come
everybody
in here,
understands
when
that.
they come in here and said, hey, we've got 4,500 acres leased, and that's what we're gonna do. And we had a choice, either we could do it, of course, the abatement of the solar panels, they're already abated by the state, or the feds. They aren't gonna get taxed. And if you don't assess the tax, all you got is to be able to assess the land. Now it's up to the assessor, and they can raise up to, go to a commercial rate, like 33 1/3%, just like businesses are. And if you do that rate, it's still not gonna make that much difference coming in for the town, cause I think we ended up, what do we get, 187,000?
I can't remember, I looked at the number for a while.
Anyway, without it, but 2.69 is what we get out of the county, but then all of it, all that money goes to the township, and there's two of them involved, actually one, the way I understood, and it's gonna be down, and that's Davis. And I don't know the rest of it, that's just what I've heard, cause
So it sounds to me like the commission intends to just go forward as though nothing
tell
happens
you
with
what,
any
I'll put-
elections with you know, the zoning and just basically the will of the
Well,
people.
you could, all the zoning, and the problem, you know that, when you come into zoning, when you come in after the fact, when everything's already going, you don't have much say so, you can't, there's where you get into it. Now,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know about
that's a
courts.
question of fact and a question of
And
law
that's
that
right.
we're not gonna solve here right now.
No,
But
and just
my
like-
point wasn't that the zoning was gonna stop it, my point was that the
The
people
commission.
that live out there
Okay.
said clearly, we don't want this to happen, and the county commission is doing everything they can do to help these people facilitate this happening.
Well,
That's
we-
what it appears to the voters.
Aren't you here to work for the people of Henry County?
I tell you what, I really worry about, what I was elected for is to take care of Henry County and to make decisions the best that I can on our decision making, and it's not just one spot. Believe me, if I could spread it all out, that'd be great, but that's not the case. And they're not interested anywhere else. If you could spread it all around the county, that'd be great.
So
And
you
I'm
have them
sure-
out by your house?
Huh? Guess what, if my brother-in-law wanted to do it, right across the road from me, I couldn't say a word about it. And if he leased the land, and depends on some of that, and I can understand some of the people on the age they are, why they done it. So therefore, I don't know, but when you get the landowners involved, and if we have something there, then I can go ahead and work it.
Her question was, would you want it there, not whether or not you thought you had the legal authority to stop it. That was, she asked you,
Alright.
would you want a bunch of full solar panels right across the road from you?
I'll put it like that, I can't really say, because I don't have it. I've seen different places where it'd be fine. I've got some right around me it'd be great to have because it'd clean up the mess. Believe me, that part of it, they can go 100 yards away, and believe me, I'd be glad for them to put solar panels up there and straighten that all out.
What about a landfill? Would
It'd
you
look
want a
a lot better.
landfill?
Huh?
Would you want a landfill right next to your house?
Hopefully
No.
I wouldn't get one like there, but that's something that's the problem I have. If we can stop that, it's fine, just like this deal. If everybody thinks, well, don't take the money, and we don't, and then we don't have enough money to take care of the roads, we don't have enough money to take care of the township, who's gonna do it? Is it gonna be the farmers that lease the ground? If they go ahead, are they gonna go ahead? Now, we'll take care of all the roads. If that's the case, we shouldn't have to worry. But the problem is, townships, they're kinda locked in on money too, how much they get. And just right now, the way the tax is set up, they aren't gonna get any more money. And if we ask the legislators to step in, now the assessor can do that himself, and that is a possibility. And the way I understand it, I haven't seen any of it, but they say if the taxes go up on land, they'll pay the difference. That's what I've heard. That's all.
And they may sit there and have a meeting in Chicago and say, hey, wait a minute, we figured this project out projecting these costs.
Yeah.
So now the costs are gonna be higher because our taxes are gonna be higher.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't come to Henry County. Maybe I ought to just wait 4 months and let the new commission make that decision.
All right, if
That's,
I guess my big thing is, where we're at right now in the situation, is what we gotta do. And yes, if we don't do it, and they go ahead, and then we don't get the $1 million, now, that's fine, and then all of a sudden, we're getting 100 and some thousand coming in, they wanna do something, and we can't do it, because we don't have the
well, they're
money.
wanting to rush things for the
Yeah.
exact same reason
Well, it
why I'm
hasn't.
saying we ought to wait.
This hasn't been rushed that much, but you're more of an attorney than I am. You are an attorney, and you know what we can do and what we can't do. I mean, we can say, okay, we're not gonna sign it, and that's fine. If that's what the commission wants, I go along with this. 3 people up here that's gonna have to sign,
That's all I'm asking.
and that's what I've
That's all I'm
tried to do.
asking.
But what is the best thing for Henry County? And what's the best thing for all the people in the township? Because, and the big beneficiary, be the school, that's people's gonna benefit, biggest thing.
I think the majority of the people that work at the school are
And they don't
Against
want it.
it.
If they're against it,
right.
that'd be up to, I'm not, either way, I'm just thinking about it. Dollars and cents, it's a business. Either, if we don't get it,
Not when you live
What's-
out there, it
Huh?
isn't.
No, when you live
Not
out
when you
there,
live out there, it
when
know
you've
that.
built a farm over generations,
But if
and
they-
all of a sudden, your view of the countryside is a bunch of solar panels, rather than the farm that you've built and this countryside
And
that
you're
you've
handing
made
down
your
to your
own.
children.
if it was just opposite, and you wanted it, and it wasn't, it wasn't there, and you wanted it to be able to lease it, what do you got, what can you do? Do you go
Could you
ahead and
repeat
say
that,
no?
please?
My big thing is, do we take,
I'm not
do we
sure.
wanna have a vote of all the county to decide whether everybody wants it or does not want it?
We already had that vote.
Yeah.
That vote took place.
I said the county, I mean, everybody.
There's two
North side,
commissioners that were
south
removed
side.
despite their involvement, despite the solar company's involvement in the commissioners' races, which tells me a lot about how bad they want you guys to sign this. Despite that involvement, the county spoke, the entire county.
I mean, even the city voted on north and south
Yeah.
commissioners.
Have they had a vote on that, everybody? I'd
Well,
like to
that's-
see,
that-
I'd like to see that, how it was counted.
Well, we saw in the primary election in August.
Oh, that was a vote for this.
Well, it was
The solar
obvious.
panel?
that- I
That was
mean,
the only reason for
I
it.
mean, these circulars that came out in the mail were paid for by the solar industry. Everybody knows that. I mean, you can trace it
And
back.
I did not ask for them to be mailed out.
And I
And
don't
there's a
think, Richard,
bunch
you
of
don't know
lies.
that either.
That's the Dale.
Well,
No,
I
Dale.
did
Dale.
my
That's
research.
false. You know that it's true.
My
Don't.
research.
You can look it up. Get on your computer and type it in. You can see exactly where the money came from. It's not. Don't tell him that he doesn't know that. It's
It's
facts.
Political action
patches the
committee,
solar
you can't
industry.
find out who funded. You can't find
Yeah,
out who funded.
actually, yes, you can. You can look it up. You can see who put the money into that account, and it was Ranger Power. We saw it. There's like $25,000 that was given. I understand that you guys maybe didn't have anything to do with it, but at the same time, there's a reason why they gave the money to you guys. There's a reason why they want to keep promoting you guys to be here, and there's also a reason why the county voted to remove you guys.
Why did you put out then that I took $25,000
I did not put that.
under the table?
Where did you see that? Can you show me, please?
No, it's been wiped out.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never put anything like that out there.
You know what I'm talking about.
No,
You lied through the whole campaign. You and Mark Larson. You
Okay.
wanna know how good he is? He painted 2 buildings up at Calhoun School. Paint peeled off 6 months later, and the school paid him $15,000. They called him back. He told him, "It's your problem." Now, if you're a businessman, you would have took care of the problem I do on my business, but not him.
No, that's
how
actually not what
honest he is.
happened. He told them that they needed to fix the
No.
gutters because there was water draining down the building. He said, "We'll come back and fix it, but we need the gutters to be fixed first, or else it's going to peel again." And they chose not to do that. That's actually fact. But that has nothing to do with this. And I didn't say that you took $25,000, but the solar company was giving money. The $25,000 was put into that PAC, that political action committee, to put money into your guys' races and into the zoning to support what you guys have been doing.
public
And the
record.
voters voted against it.
I looked at it too. I could see where Ranger Power contributed $25,000.
I paid for my own flyer.
Four
Okay.
flyers went out on your side of the county from Ranger Power, from the political action committee that Ranger Power funded. It's fine. I know you didn't have anything to do with it, but I'm just saying there's a reason why they're involved. It's not because they're just nice people and want to help you guys out. They see benefit in what you guys are doing. Everybody knows that. That's why the people voted the way they did.
Well, I feel people that own their own land have the right to do what they wanna do.
Yeah, and what Richard's saying to you is
without
that
other
they,
people telling them, you can't do that.
yeah, we understand that, except for in your own township, you do support zoning. But what Richard's telling you is
I
don't,
support it.
you don't support zoning. Okay, that's
I
good.
go to the meetings because the state says I have to be on that panel.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that I agree with
What
it.
this is about is that Ranger Power wants you guys to give them a huge tax break, and you guys are saying you're willing to do it, and you're not really listening to the voters. And you're also doing something. Well, you've been, you don't have another term. New commissioners are coming in, and Richard's saying wait for them to make this decision. They're the ones that are going to be stuck with it. And according to your meeting minutes, you're saying you're going to be rolling right ahead.
We haven't had anything going for a while until here lately because lawyers had it looking at all of it.
So if you
So
if you would get that, would you proceed?
I probably would. Because it benefits people in Davis Township.
How?
Whether they want it or not.
Not
The
all of
majority.
them- Not all of them don't
The
want it.
majority.
Not a majority.
What's wrong with
They
just
voted for the
what's wrong with just
township
letting
zoning.
the new commission make that decision? That's all I'm asking. I mean,
Davis Township voted for the zoning, so I'm guessing the majority of the people don't really want the solar panels next to them. And so I'm saying that you're gonna vote for it, or you're saying you're gonna vote for it, even though it's understandable that
People
the
don't want
majority of the people in that township don't want it.
They're gonna come in with it no matter.
Well, I
what
agree
we
with
do.
that. I understand that. But that's one reason why you guys got voted out, is whether the majority of the individuals that live there or not, you're gonna proceed. And the majority of the people didn't like that idea. It was the majority of the people that live in those districts that said no.
So we're the ones that's gonna have to live with it.
Well,
Well,
I've said
first-
what I'm gonna say, I guess you're gonna do what you're gonna do,
As
but,
far as election, I don't wanna hear about politics there. As far as I'm concerned, it's done now. We're gonna have two new people come in. And that's the way I can't help it. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Just like right now, where we're sitting right now, we haven't even got the decommissioning is what we've been working on. We haven't even got the chapter 100 deal. And if it doesn't move faster than what everything else is happening, it's probably not gonna be done. I'm not gonna say it's his or not. Cause I really, that part of it is out of my hands, that part, other than getting this stuff lined out, because just like us, we don't wanna do anything that's gonna hurt the county. And it's just like the people, it wouldn't matter if it was going in across the road from me and I didn't own the land. I'm sorry, that part of it, I'd have to live with.